What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Elizabeth. This is The Joyful Sojourn, and you are joining me for another Wellness Wednesday. At least that's when I am posting this video. I am trying to stay on top of posting weekly in my mini Laurel Denise horizontal planner, which I am using for all things nourishment of the mind, body, and the spirit. And this week I kind of struggled with wanting to set this up early because I want to be able to share with you a setup and reflect on the previous week, but timeline-wise, I can't film this over the weekend. And so it forces me to log information on sticky notes and then populate it after I've filmed this video. And I'm just giving you a little insider look or giving you just a little bit of inside information because today's video is going to be just a little bit different. Timing wise of like doing a setup video, but having it be after a week is kind of tricky. I'm starting to kind of hit a wall here. So we're fine, but it just means some of these things have already been set up for the week. So again, this is a Laurel Denise planner. It is the mini size and the layout is called horizontal. And I have found this to be so lovely. I did purchase this myself, but I am an affiliate. So if you do decide to pick anything up from Laurel Denise or you want to go on this journey with me and pick up the same planner, it is in stock. Joyful 10 will save you 10% off of your purchase, and my affiliate link is down below. I wanted to give a shout out today to Laurel Denise's sticky notes. Oh my gosh. So apparently there are horizontal ones that are going to be restocked in September, but this sticky note set pad has been like my go-to. I love this thing. I have a lot of sticky notes, okay? I have a lot of just individual sticky note pads, but this guy, like with this hard backing, and having 3 different sizes and a bunch of different colors is awesome. This one is fit for the monthly productivity layout, but you can use them in any planner. And I've been using them in both this planner and the portrait. So little shout out, I would highly recommend this note set, and I can't wait to see the horizontal ones. It'll probably be for the big size horizontal, but I'll definitely grab it and use it in this guy as well. So sticky note sets, I've been using this to the last 6 weeks or 5 weeks, however long I've been doing these videos, I will be writing down what I ate, what I read in my Bible on these sticky notes. And then after I film the setup video, I go back and I track the stuff that I wrote on sticky notes. And this week I just kind of, I don't know, I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. So I wanted to give a shout out to the sticky notes and explain why some things are logged already. So again, this is the mini. She's cute. And let's just take a look and see how we did this week. So let me move some stuff out of the way. And I did, yeah, populate some stickers already. So where are we at? We are at this week. So this is last week in my wellness planner. I did not read on Sunday or Friday, Saturday. Weekends, my devotional time on weekends has been really hard because I'm just caught up in family life immediately. And I really miss sleeping in. If anybody out there is a parent to a toddler or kids, honestly, maybe kids younger than high school. Because I remember when I was in high school, I slept real late. I slept in all the time. But when you have younger kids, they're just up. They're up early and you have to be up and on. And when Josh is home on the weekends, I feel like I have like the ability to sleep in maybe a half an hour later. And unfortunately, that kind of cuts into my devotional time and it's really hard for me to get back to it at the end of the day. So that is reflected in the Sunday and the Friday, Saturday, leading into, well, yeah, this past Sunday, the 14th. So I need to figure out how to have that devotional time on the weekends while giving myself a little bit more time to rest. I don't know what it is, but something about that has been really hard for me. But grace abounds, and I know that God loves me, and I'm not sweating it. I want to keep up with it, and I want to keep going through the weekends. So this week was really hard for me food-wise. Again, we had my birthday the last week in June. We had the 4th of July, and then my period hit like a tornado on Monday the 8th. And the reason I'm pointing this out is because it really threw me off. I was emotionally a hot mess. Like, I feel like my period postpartum is so much worse emotionally, or at least, I don't know, maybe post-college, it got better, because I remember I was kind of a moody teenager too during my time of the month. But I feel like it had gotten a lot better. And then enter my daughter into the world, and I just feel like hormonally, I'm just so much more on edge. And I just want chocolate. I just want chocolate. So, Wednesday, Josh, on his way home, I was like, babe, can you like give me some chocolate or something? And he did. He got me chocolate. And that chocolate, I'm not a binger. I don't eat a lot. I just need a bite of something. And so that chocolate did last over several days, and I didn't write it down, but I know right here, I put candy chocolate from Jay. I had bites of that through the week to get me through my period. It was a very emotional week for me, and I don't think that I'm an emotional eater, but then I have this craving for a piece of chocolate cake, and I just know that I'll feel better if I eat a piece of chocolate cake. So maybe I am, I don't know. But I really struggled this week. There were a couple really emotional things that happened in my life and my family. And it just made me just struggle. I just felt like it was a really hard week. And I talked about that a little bit over on Instagram and my stories. And I think that some of the food that I ate was a reflection of that, specifically with the candy midweek. I did pretty fine the rest of the week. I was way better with my metformin this past week than I have been in the last several weeks. I'm supposed to take it twice a day, morning and night, with food, and that is to help with the gut issues that are caused by the metformin. So what I did here, I laid the stickers down in the video last week. Not sure how I would show that I took it, but I circled it once if I took it once, and I circled it twice if I took it twice. So even though I only took it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times last week, I have gone months where I haven't taken it. And so this was a marked improvement. As far as steps go, weekends continue to be a challenge for me with the step count, but my goal is always 5,000 at least. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of the 7 days I hit that goal. And 2 of those times, or almost 3 times, I was 7,000 or higher, which is really where I'd like to be at. So step count was fine. But, you know, when we compare it to how I did in June, when I was filling out my habit tracker, I had all the dots, you guys. This was all full. And this month, I'm kind of trudging through some stuff. I'm dragging myself through the mud this month and really kind of struggling with motivation. But I will say that this past Sunday, the 14th, I had a conversation with my husband about just wanting to see some better results on the scale. And that means I've got to be better. I've got to care for myself better. And so I told him, like, no sweet treats this week, like no sweet treats. And I actually got tempted. My mom said she was stopping at the store to pick some stuff up. And she said, do you want or need anything? And I said, I want a piece of chocolate cake. And we had this text exchange. She's going to kill me if she's watching this. But we had this text exchange about chocolate cake and putting her in a difficult position because she knows what my goals are and how we're trying to be healthier. Plus, it's just more money to spend on cake. And so she doesn't want to, but like I'm asking her to, and it's, you know, putting her in this pickle. Ultimately, no cake was acquired. And I really am thankful for my mom for just acknowledging, look, like, I know you're trying to do this and you're asking me to get cake. Like, what am I supposed to say? But that was really good because on Sunday, Josh and I talked about how it's just, we've got to see some improvement. I originally wrote in my 24 and 2024, my goal is to lose 50 pounds this year. And I've been pretty much the same. And we've got 6 months left in the year. And I could lose 50 pounds in the next 6 months, but I want to do this healthy, and it's about long-term success. And so I am starting really slow since June, starting really slow, which is tracking things and this mindfulness. And I think that that is good. But on Sunday, I just was like, I need to kind of move this to the next level. And that means I have to take my metformin because it will help with my insulin resistance. And then I just can't have every excuse to like treat yourself. Like treat yourself is like the most toxic thing. And I say it all the time, like, oh, you want that coffee? Girl, treat yourself. Oh, you just got a promotion at your job? Girl, treat yourself. Like, we will always find a reason to treat yourself. And even just establishing this like reward system that like, if you do something good, you should have something that really you shouldn't be having or you're not allowed to have. Like, it's so unhealthy. So I'm trying to break this treat yourself habit. And you know, the excuse of I'm on my period, like I really just wanted a piece of chocolate. Just let me have it. Sure, like one piece of chocolate, fine. But again, like I now have 3 weeks of excuses for why I should treat myself. And I just, again, we're moving on to the 4th week and I cannot do that. And I already feel like moving into this week, I have a better mindset and I'm excited about taking my metformin because I see that it is good for my body. And even though the side effects super suck, if you know, you know, I know that this is part of my journey. So moving into the current week, I did start populating some stuff off camera because I just didn't want to keep using the sticky notes until I could film this. And so I did get things started, on Monday. So spiritual disciplines and habits for Sunday really are out the window. Sunday really has become my Sabbath, which frankly is a spiritual discipline. And honoring to God, like spending time with my family and serving my family, that is a discipline. That relationship building is important. We did go to church, so I'm going to go ahead and, well, we didn't go to church. We streamed on Sunday. I just was not feeling up to it. So I'm going to put streamed. We streamed the 9 a.m. service. I should flip this over. That's what I like about that twin loop, is you can kind of do this and get yourself all settled in. So we streamed the 9 a.m. service, and I can't wait to get those little clear crosses that I can have for my spiritual discipline icon. Oh, and then hold on. Let me go back to last week. I did go to the gym twice. Excuse me. Let me grab, I didn't bring my water in with me. I did go to the gym twice last week. And my goal, remember, is 3 times a week. So I did go back and check. I did go 3 days the first week in July. I went 2 times last week. My period, I'm blaming my period. But this week I've got to do it 3 times. My goal is 3 times. I need to do that. So went to the gym on Monday. So I did write that down. And Monday the 15th, first time I stepped on an elliptical in years, you guys, years. The first time I lost a lot of weight was back in 2012. I lost about 80 pounds and I was the fanciest, sexiest, cutest looking I had really been ever. And I had done it by honestly just being on the elliptical and Weight Watchers. And I was on the elliptical maybe 4 days a week for at least a half an hour. And it was in a gym that had a movie theater. So it was like a cardio gym or cardio theater. And it was so great because I just would be on the machine, excuse me, as long as I could. And as long as the movie was good, I would just keep moving my legs. And that was really great. The elliptical was great for me, paired with the Weight Watchers. It was great. But I was single. I lived alone. I did not have kids, wasn't married. And I just was living my life for me. And that was so much easier back then. And I'm not living that reality now. So and my body is different. I'm 10 years older, 12 years older. Yeah, 12 years older. My gosh. I'm in a 41-year-old body, and I know the results aren't going to be exactly the same, but I do want to get back on the elliptical because it was good for me. So Monday, I just tried 10 minutes on the elliptical, and then I transitioned over to the treadmill and walked for 12 minutes. I'm trying to be above 20 minutes. I'm trying to walk for 26 if possible. But this week, since I incorporated the elliptical, I went with 10 minutes, and that my body could feel it. I could feel that I had not been on the elliptical in 12 years. So I want to start incorporating a little bit more of the elliptical. And I do have a setting on my watch. I was curious of whether or not I would not hit my step count every day, my minimum step count every day if I'm on the elliptical. But the Apple Watch does have a workout setting for elliptical, and I think it did capture strides. So, I mean, I haven't written the stats down for Monday yet, but I did notice my step count go up. So I'm going to presume that that's going to work, and hopefully I can still be getting to the minimum of 5,000 while incorporating the elliptical. As far as like the spiritual discipline part, I really have been struggling through Proverbs. I just really have, and I just needed a break. So I just started focusing more on Matthew, and I actually finished up Matthew today. And I gotta say, just as, you know, when thinking about wholeness and wellness, spiritual health is like honestly the most important, because for me, like, I know that my physical body will pass away and will be no more, but my spirit, that will remain. And so I want to be focused on what is unseen in the spirit, not completely focused on my physical body that is just going to get old and pass away anyways. And so I'm really, really into this right now in a new way. I'm just seeing scripture in a new light. I feel really kind of hungry for it. Scripture that I've read multiple times over my lifetime suddenly just like looks different, or maybe I just like didn't hear it a certain way the first time I read it or something. I don't know what it is, but reading Matthew this last month has been so good. And I'm actually really looking forward to reading the other gospels and comparing, because, you know, these were different men who witnessed different things, and to have that whole picture filled in about Jesus's life with us, like, I don't know, I'm just like excited about it, which is really fun. So as far as reading goes, last week I started listening to the A Court of Thorn and Roses audiobook. I have mixed feelings on the audiobook. And I don't know if it's because it's the audiobook versus reading it in a book. Mixed feelings on the story, to be honest. And again, it's another thing where I'm just like, oh, should I be reading this? Like, for what purpose is this providing me any fruit? But I am going to finish the first book. I just like book series, and I do like sci-fi, and I do love fiction. But it's been a really interesting juxtaposition. I talked about this last week, of watching crime, true crime and like murder stuff, and reading thrillers and stuff like that. And then the juxtaposition of that with wanting just more health and like vibrancy and life in my life. You guys had some really great comments about that last week as well, how maybe it shows you more about God's justice and mercy, or it shows you the realities of this world and the sin of this world. Really great reflections on that video last week. So similar thoughts I have when I'm reading Court of Thorn and Roses, or Aquatar, I guess is what the cool kids shorten it to. I'm not going to recommend it, but I'm getting through the audiobook just because now I want to see what happens at the end. And it has picked up a little bit more towards the end of the book, but I don't know. I don't need the spicy scenes. I actually just kind of gloss over them as quickly as possible. But so, yeah, my book reading has been all over the place. And I did start reading Apples Never Fall. It's a... is it a Leanne Moriarty? Is that her name? But there was a show adapted from the book that I've been wanting to see the show. And so I started reading the book because I like doing that first. But I think my library rental of this, I think it expired this week. So I might not be able to go back to it, or I'll have to put a hold back on it. You guys, if you have an e-reader, use your library, your public library system. I've been able to discover so many new books just by having a free, library card. So that's where we're at with reading. Let's see, we talked about fitness and spiritual disciplines. Really want to be good about my spiritual disciplines in the weekends. Friday is hard because I have Esther all day. I don't have that break with daycare where I have time in the morning. And so we'll have to see how I can get that into my Fridays and, of course, Saturdays and Sundays. Okay, so let's finish setting up the rest of this week. And then we're going to call it a video. There's not much I need to do now because I already did my dots, and I will populate the weather as we go. But I did want to add the rest of these stickers. These are from Proud Sticker Design. I'm still waiting for her to post the, she's designed a habit tracker sticker that is similar to this that will fit in this column here. And she has designed some clear, like, micro icons of crosses that I'll be able to use for my spiritual discipline section. So as soon as those get posted and I purchase them, I will share them with you guys. But that is the shop for these closed loop stickers, which I've decided, so they have calories, minutes, hours, steps, and miles. The hours I think are meant to be standing hours. I don't really care about that. So instead of, oh, that's the other thing I want to look at. We'll go back and do that. I really want to be tracking my sleep. And for whatever reason, it seems like on Sundays, my watch doesn't track my sleep, like specifically on Sundays. I'm just wondering if y'all have an Apple Watch. Have you had periods of time or like specific days where it seems like your watch is not tracking your sleep? That's my Sundays, and I want to figure out how to fix it because I do think that sleep is important. The experts say that women need at least an hour more, I think, of sleep than men. And so I'm trying to get 8 hours or as close to 8 hours as possible. So what I did starting this week is instead of the hours representing the standing hours, can you see here? Ugh. It says hours. I put DNT because it did not track. That's going to be my abbreviation. So instead of the standing hours, that hours box is going to be my sleep, because going back here, I just wrote it on the loop. Oh, I'm going to need to write it down here. Oh, no, I did. No, that can't be right. 12 hours there. Did not track for Sunday last week. Monday, 7.58. Tuesday, 8 hours. Wednesday, 7.3, 6.58, 6.13. And then I don't know if I didn't write it down or it just did not track. But I do want to go back and, yeah, just make sure this is all filled in if it did track, and just track my hours regularly. So the hours, which is, I think for standing hours, is now going to be my sleep tracking. And we're just trying to get, I'd love 8 hours, but heck, I'd settle, based on last week, I would settle for at least 7 hours a night. I think I am more functional with at least 7. Even more functional with 8. So I think that's all we're going to go over today. I think, let me go back to this guy. I don't have any more. Oh, I do have more steps. Hold on, but I do want to cover this. Let me cover this page. So my goal every week is I'd like to see about 40,000 steps a week on average. I went ahead and marked off what I did this past week, which was 39,189. I was so close, guys. So close, but no cigar. That's okay. Again, I'm worried that if I'm too hard on myself, I'll just give up. And that's what I don't want. I want to see each day and each week as a fresh start. And up until this point, I was not checking in on my weekly count to see if I was getting to the 40,000. And this week, I just have a fresh perspective of like, no, I want to try to lose weight. I want that tangible weight loss. I want to see it on the scale every week. I want to see it every month. And that means I have to be more regimented. And that means that this week, I am going to be paying attention to my weekly goal, not just my daily. So we will check in next week and see with this new mindfulness, am I writing down 40,000 steps or more at the end of the week? So I'm saying it now. We're making improvement on taking my metformin. Now we need to see my weekly step count be above 40,000. So this past week it was 39. So it's close, 39,189. 189. But look, this first week of June, 43,000. And then we went to 42,000 and then 38 and then 37th and 37th and 39. I want to see this arc back up. Okay, guys, I think that's everything I want to do in my wellness planner today. I need to figure out how I'm going to film a review of the previous week and a setup for the current week when I'm not available to film until really Monday or Tuesday of this guy. I guess at worst, I could film Mondays and do it as a voiceover. I can't film YouTube videos on Mondays, and I'm not going to on Sundays because of Sabbath. So we'll have to find a rhythm here, but I heard you guys loud and clear. Y'all are really enjoying this series, and it means a lot to me. I feel like talking to you every week and actually opening this up every week has been really great accountability. Like a level of accountability that I've never had before. Obviously, I've had roommates, I've had, my spouse, I now have my mom near us who cannot buy me cake at the grocery store. But there is a very interesting element inviting hundreds of people into my wellness journey. And even if a small fraction of them respond, I know that you're looking. I know that you're looking at this. And so I would encourage you this week, if you are on any sort of wellness journey, to invite someone to participate with you. And that can be by just being available for you to check in with them once a week, or going for walks with you, whatever the case. Like, invite somebody to participate in any way, shape, or form, because there is good accountability there. So that is all I'm going to say. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm going to keep going as long as you want me to, and as long as I'm able to. Come hang out with me over on Instagram. My handle is The Joyful Sojourn. And if you want to hang out with me again, you want to see if I stuck to my 40,000 steps for this week by watching next week, make sure you are following along, you're subscribed to my channel, and you've got the notification bell on. And I'll see you guys in my wellness planner next week. Until then, God bless you, friend. God bless you and keep you. Do something creative today. Do something that nourishes your mind, your body, and your spirit. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.